Hello, hungry people, and welcome to the Science of Barbecue and Grilling with Meathead, presented by Kingsford. I'm Jenny Johnson.
And I'm Meathead.
And today we take on the holy grail, pork ribs. Ribs are primal, so get rid of your forks, no linens. Mom's rule of don't play with your food does not apply.
Today we're going to show you the techniques, and if you want the recipes, go to amazingribs.com/videos.
So here we'll show you the different cuts of the ribs, okay? So we have the baby back ribs along the spine, we have the center cut or the St. Louis cut right about here. By the chest we have the tips. Now if you leave the tips with the center cut, you got yourself some spare ribs.
Now a lot of people think that country ribs are ribs, but they're not. They come from the shoulder.
Okay, Meathead, you can get off now. Now it's time to prep.
Most ribs have a membrane on the back. And if it hasn't been removed by your grocer, you want to take it off because it either turn into leather or rubber. So the best way to do that is you take a little paper towel, and with a flat knife, you can loosen it up. Once you get a little bit of an edge off of that here, you grab it with the paper towel and you peel it back just like this. And look at that, it's coming all off and nice in one strip.
See you later, membrane.
Beautiful.
Salt amplifies flavor and retains moisture.
Salt's important because it's a little tiny molecule and it splits in half, gets electrically charged, and goes down into the meat deep. We typically use about a half a teaspoon per pound of meat, and that's not just on ribs, on all meats.
Now it's time to build the flavor with a little spice rub. This is a secret recipe we're calling Meathead's Memphis Dust. So secret that you can find it online at amazingribs.com. Okay, so it's about 1 to 2 teaspoons per side. And you want to be able to see the meat, right, Meathead?
Yeah, go ahead and cover it liberally. You want to see a little bit of the meat through there, but get a good, nice, thick layer. It doesn't matter when you do the spice rub. You want to get the salt on early, but the spice rub is big molecules and they really don't penetrate like salt does.
Both sides.
Turn it over. Do some more on the back side. Good, good. Give it a little rub. And we're ready to start cooking.
Woo!
A lot of people like to boil ribs because it makes them tender, but what it also does is it removes a lot of flavor. Water is a solvent, and that's flavor you just can't get back in. Yeah, the meat gets soft and tender, but look at what happens. All that lovely flavor comes out of the meat, and you just can't get that back in. We like to say at amazingribs.com, when you boil ribs, the terrorists have won. Oh, pork soup. Ribs are a really tough cut. There's a lot of connective tissue in there. They're really hard-working muscles, too. You don't want to cook them hot and fast. You want to cook them indirect, away from the direct heat.
Yeah, because direct heat makes the meat chewy, and you really don't want that. No. Low and slow. Okay, so for the baby back ribs, we're talking 225 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 to 4 hours. For the St. Louis cut and the spare ribs, we're looking at more like 5 to 6 hours.
You got it. I'm going to first take a little aluminum foil and put it down at the bottom to catch any drips. So here I'm going to dump in some of the regular blue bag Kingsford charcoal. And then I'm going to take some crumpled up newspapers, put it under the chimney, light them, and in about 10 or 15 minutes, these will be all white and ready to go. Okay, and then I'm gonna put a little charcoal in the corner. Now I'm using a gadget that costs a little extra. It's called the Slow and Sear, and it's designed just for indirect cooking like this. We're gonna put the charcoals in here, and it's gonna be like a fuse. It's gonna go across there, and it's gonna help me keep my temperature at the ideal 225 degrees that we're looking for. We're gonna now put a piece of wood right down here for smoke, and another piece over here. Now I'm gonna use this rib rack, which is handy because it helps me get more meat in there. I'm gonna cook 2 slabs. If I didn't use it, I could probably only fit 1 slab in here. And this will hold up to 4 slabs, so it's a nice thing to have. And the thermometer is mounted over here by the meat so that it feels the same temperature the meat feels. You don't want the thermometer up in the dome because that's telling you what the temperature over here is in the dome, and you're not going to eat the dome. And then you turn this so that the smoke travels across the meat, and you're all set.
All right, so for a video about different types of charcoal, the best ways to start your fire, and how to use wood for flavor, just go to amazingribs.com/videos. And now we wait.
Okay, it's 3 hours. Let's see if they're ready.
All right, now smell test.
Smell test.
All right. Oh my gosh.
Oh, they smell
All right,
good.
what about a bend test?
Okay, we're gonna do the bend test because a thermometer won't always tell you because this is such a thin cut of meat. So we're gonna take the rib, ooh, look at that. And if it cracks when we pick it up, it's done, and this is done.
All right, let's do one with sauce and one without. We really want to
Okay.
taste this meat.
Yes,
All right, just a little bit of a thin layer, right? Because we
Not
really
too
want
much.
to taste the meat.
yeah. A lot of mistakes people make is they put the sauce on too early and it just burns. The other mistake a lot of people make is they use too much sauce. You want to taste the rub, the seasoning, the meat. I just like one, at the most 2 coats of sauce. And you can sauce both sides if you want. It's really not necessary. One side is just fine. Again, I don't like too much sauce. If you like more sauce, add more sauce. Now what I do like to do though is when it's done sauced, I like to take it and for just a minute, put it back over the hot coals.
Caramelize those sugars.
And caramelize the sugars, sizzle it on, and it only needs a minute. It just sizzles up and it's ready to go.
Meathead, can we chow down?
Let's eat.
Okay, no linens.
Let's eat, no linens.
linens. No linens. Let's chow down.
Paper towels. Oh boy.
Oh my gosh.
Are they good?
Meathead, now I know why you call these last meal ribs. Delicious.
And remember, cooking for others is an act of love. And the most important ingredient isn't what's on the plate. It's who's in the chairs.
But it ain't easy. It ain't easy, my papa said.